What's going on, YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here to give my 2-year review on my 2021 Blazer RS. That's right, this thing is always in the garage and I never mention it. It's like it's the red-headed stepchild. Oh, goes nice with the color. But here's today, I'm about to go over the ownership of having this thing 2 years. Got about 22,000 miles on it, and today we took it in for service. And some things were wrong with it. And let me just give you all the rundown of what it's like owning this thing, what it's like to drive, since I never gave you all anything. So let me give you an introduction to my Blazer, because it's only been in like 2 videos. So the 2021, I believe this is Wild Cherry tint coat, same color I almost got that Camaro SS1LE in. And this is not my first but second Blazer. We also had a 2020 Blazer RS, and that one was black. If you've been with the channel for a minute, you'll know about that one. But we ran it back after 1 year, sold that Blazer, it was a lease, and got this one, which is also a lease. So we did that to gain some money and save some money at the same time. So that worked out for us quite well. But this has been the family hauler for the last 2 years. We got another less than a year left on this one. Can't wait to get rid of it so I can get something more of my liking. But this thing has been a good daily family driver vehicle. So let me go run down some specs real quick. Blazer RS 2021, and this thing MSRP is at about $46,000. So it's an RS, which starts at like $41,000. Got the panoramic sunroof up there, which is like $1,600. And then we also got the 21-inch black wheels on here, and I'll get into those in just a minute here. And what else we got on here? That's kind of it. It's kind of like a base model RS, so it didn't come with too much. So our black RS was actually a base model. It was just RS, that was it. No sunroof, it was just RS. And the RS does come with some features, but these things are kind of bare bones. You do need to add up your features to get the best that you can get out of the Blazers. You can option these things up to over $50,000. So this is a nicely equipped one. So that's the brief rundown of my Blazer RS, but let me get into the meat and potatoes in just a moment. Now, before you leave this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel. Let's jump into it. Huge shout out to the men of culture. That's the MOC. We got Hunter Gang Nate, Blueprint 1LE, Race Car Friends. Go check out their channels. My brothers from another mother, they're in the featured section of my channel. But getting back to this Blazer. This Blazer, if you don't know, let's take a closer look at it. So if you look at the Blazer, it reminds you of another vehicle, and it's that vehicle started this design language with Chevy. And if you haven't noticed by now, this front end, this is an RS, that's a trim of the Camaro. This thing bites off the Camaro heavily on the outside and especially the inside. But if you look at it, it is extremely aggressive, and I really love the looks of this. And that's kind of where it begins and ends. But this thing looks really aggressive. Got the huge wheels on it. My Camaro did. Me and my wife were kind of twinning at one time. We had the Blazer and Camaro. She had the black one, I had the SS1LE, and then she got this one, I had the ZL1. So we were cute couples, you know, doing a couple things. But this one, they do have other Blazers that look almost as good as the RS. I think the RS looks the best. They had like an all-star package 1 year, which gives you a black grille. This is kind of like not black. It's like a metallic mirror, like almost. It would be better if it was gloss black, to me, in my opinion. Matches the grille, but still looks great. And this looks like a grille straight out the Camaro. Got the narrow headlights just like the Camaro. See these creases in the hood just like the Camaro. And this thing is basically a Camaro SUV, and it doesn't perform like one. Let me lay that out there. It does not perform like a Camaro SUV, and that's why you never see me make videos on this. You never see me driving it. I rarely drive it. I drove it to the service department today, or if it needs maintenance, that's what I do. Or if I absolutely have to, like when I had my Camaro and I needed to get the girls around to wherever they need to do for school activities, I would drive the Blazer. But now I don't need to, because I got 2 4-doors, so I'm good now. I ain't driven this thing in months. And along with the Blazer, Chevy also has other cars that looks like this that bit off the Camaro. We got the Blazer. We also have the Trailblazer, which is a size or 2 smaller. It's a very small vehicle, but it's equally as aggressive. Got the same design language. It looks good. So this one right here has a V6 straight from the Camaro. It's got about a little bit more than 300 horsepower, maybe 310 horsepower. And you can get this option with front wheel drive or all wheel drive. This one is only front wheel drive. I'm not a huge fan of having all wheel drive on a front wheel drive base car on something like this in my area, because all wheel drive isn't needed. It helps, but on a front wheel drive base, like, it'll get through. Like, I've been living in Michigan all my life. Front wheel drive is just fine. All-wheel drive can help in certain scenarios, but this ain't no performance monster. It has the ground clearance, so I'm not getting stuck in snow in this. And it also has selectable drive modes, got sport and snow mode, wet mode, stuff like that, so we are good. Even looking at the rear end, we have more design language from the Camaro. These look like Camaro-esque or Corvette type tail lights, but this car is like mainly Camaro based. And this car is fairly practical for the size it is. It's a nice size. But like I say, my Integra kind of matches it interior size. We got nice cargo area back here. Now the design language of this kind of bites out the Camaro as well, as far as like the visibility goes, because we got some smallish windows for a car this bulbous and large. You can still see out of it perfectly fine, and it's nowhere near the Camaro as far as how poor the visibility was, but it is really good. But let's step into the inside for a minute. You can get roof racks on here too if you need to. I don't do that kind of stuff. You can see we got the perforated seats. They're black with like the red in the background of it, red stitching. That's the theme around this. And we got the red around here. I think this matches the exterior of the cars. Did my other one? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know if this red matches the outside paint or just the Blazer RS thing. But I don't remember if our black one had that or not. Then we got some soft touch on the door. Soft touch here. Good to look at, but let me sit down real quick. We got the base model audio. That audio is kind of garbage in here. But then, looking at this center interface right here, this is all straight out of a Camaro, because this is to do our temperature right here, increase the temperature. In the base model Camaro, this is the fan speed. But on here is dual climate control, and you can adjust the fan speed with these buttons. We got the heated seats as well. You can get ventilated seats. Like I said, we got a well-equipped one, but not a top trim one. And like this radio, straight out the Camaro. It is a difference with the push to stop or the start stop button, or engine on. So that's in a different location from the Camaro. I think the Camaro's like down here somewhere. So when I would switch between the two cars, I would just normally like push somewhere where the button was not, because it's like getting into the same car, because everything you see is identical except for this thing, automatic transmission. I think this is a 9-speed auto, and I did notice a problem with that. So this auto transmission, which it does its job, it gets pretty good gas mileage. Over the 22,000 miles is average. The computer says like 21 miles per gallon, but it's 20 miles per gallon overall. That's kind of good. That matches the city on the sticker, because the sticker says 20 city, 27 highway. We'll take that because we do mostly city driving in here. Have taken some road trips. It has been pretty good. Like, it's basic transportation to me. Gets you from point A to point B. It's comfortable enough. It soaks up the bumps, and it looks really good. But like I said, this transmission, I noticed when I was driving, just leisurely driving, just normal driving, just getting my kids to school, the transmission was kind of like boom, like hitting hard. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I found out today at the dealership that there was a recall. I don't know if it resolves that, but there was a recall from May of 2022. Why ain't y'all let us know nothing? So what the service papers say is that the ABS does not cut engine torque due to incorrect calibration. So they retuned the ECM. So my ECM got recalibrated today as far as the warranty fix. I can update you all later to let you know if that resolved it. I haven't noticed it since, but I haven't really driven it. Probably putting like 20 miles of that on it today, driving to the dealership and back, and to make this video. So that was about the worst of the problems. The other Blazer did have a problem as well. The 2020 check engine light came on, made a video about that, and I diagnosed it, cleared the code. It was nothing major, came up, never seen it again. But another thing with this that kind of caught me by surprise, and I'm glad the dealership caught it, the radiator was leaking. So my wife mentioned that she would smell something funny, and that was because we had the coolant leaking in the engine bay, so the radiator was leaking. So they replaced the radiator for free because it's still under a 3-year basic warranty. I think 3 years, 36,000 miles, so that was covered. But I went in today because just for an oil change, and the oil change, like oil change, tire rotation, and the really important reason I went in today was because the tire kept deflating. So this thing has had at least 4 tire issues on here. So these things are pretty low profile. Let me show you. We had both rear tires replaced, but now those rears are in the front. So we got 2 new tires in the rear, and what was in the front, which is probably on the passenger rear side now. So we had a nail in there and they just plugged it, but we did have like at least 2 or 3 replacements. I think we had 3 replacements, 1 plug with this one, and maybe another plug too. So we go there a lot. Like, we got our money out of that tire warranty. So I recommend get one of those if they offer them, especially for how cheap it was. Like, just do it. It was like $5 a month or less than that on the lease. So if I weren't under warranty, today's trip to the dealership would have cost me $120 for that radiator for parts and labor. The oil change and tire rotation was $74, and the over-the-air update, well, it's not an over-the-air update, but the firmware update for the engine control module, I don't even know how much they charge for those. They normally charge about $80 for an hour worth of labor. I don't know if they can cut that into fraction because it doesn't take that long to reflash a module. Probably takes 5 minutes at most, maybe 10 if we're being really generous. But yeah, so they probably would have charged for a full hour for that. So add that up, that's what my total would have been. But all I paid today was $2.89 because I got all these my Chevy reward points. So I bought this Blazer, bought the previous Blazer, and I bought 2 Camaros. So I'm going to be having free service for a long time with all those rewards. So shout out to the dealership with those rewards. Shout out to Chevy for that. So that was cool. And then the first oil change is always free, but we're long past that. For a car this big, it does, like, the visibility out the front is like it's got a rakish window. It feels like it's a lot of dash up here. I would like to have a lower dash and more visibility because the dash seems really high. And the seating position in here is pretty good though, because you do sit pretty low. So I feel like I sit lower in here than I did in my Hellcat and then I did in my M2, because you definitely feel like you're sitting on the ground in here to be up in the SUV. So the seating position is great, but then the dash is like way up here. So like my eye level is not too much lower than the dash is. So it's like whoop, dash. So I could have lifted my seat up, but I don't want to change my wife's settings. This ain't got memory seats either. If you got kids, y'all know how to use back seat speed. So yeah, this is actually quite clean for what it normally is. But the kids sit back here quite well. We got vents in here. My cars don't have vents. One of my cars don't even have an armrest. So we got USB chargers and things back here too. Pockets, like they're okay back here. They're comfortable. We got all-weather floor mats back here, which is that's another option we got on here. So that was huge. We need that on here. If you got kids, get them. But yeah, that panoramic sunroof looks good. And then being in the back seat is all right. You can fit 3 actual people back here, but it's normally just our family of 4. So at this point, let's get on to the driving portion, because how this thing drive, and that's the part that I dislike the most. All right, driving in this thing, like, you can see whatever you need to see. Like, it is an SUV, so that's gotta be there. Do they make impractical SUVs as far as visibility? But this thing also, to have these big tires, 21s on here, like, it soaks up the bumps pretty well. The sound deadening in here is pretty good. I don't hear a lot of road noise. We're on some jacked up roads right now, and it's still pretty good. Watch out for potholes though. You do not want to be buying another set of tires, because this car will easily, it seems like it just attracts all the nails. Like, I had so many flats on here, like, it's depressing. But get that tire warranty. Let me go to sport mode, because this thing does not handle like a Camaro at all. Anything you think about driving the Camaro, this is not. It's the complete opposite. Now, it will move. I guess it moves. 9-speed chance. Like, once it's in motion, it does well, but this ain't no off the line car. Like, 0 to 60 is like 6.5 seconds. The all-wheel drive version is faster off the line, but you add more weight. This thing probably weighs like more than 2 tons. So this ain't no performance car. You're not about to be swinging around curves in here. A to B, and you look good. That's it. And you get some creature comforts if you want them, or if you pay for them. But this still is a Chevy, so if you want more than this, you got to step up to a Buick or a Cadillac. But driving is comfortable. Oh God, it'll get up out his way as I pull into traffic going slow. But yeah, I got it in sport mode. Let me put it back to normal mode, because you would normally not drive this in sport mode. And I'm shocked how good it is on gas for behemoth of this size, 20-something miles a gallon, like 20 miles a gallon, that's pretty good. This genre is not my cup of tea. I personally would have got a Mazda CX-5 or CX-9, but this is what my wife wanted, and she got it, so we were shopping around. Also for a Jeep Gladiator, something I can make content with. I ain't making content with this because I really wouldn't enjoy driving it around. But you see a bunch of these in the Detroit area. They look great, but like I said, this is not my car. But if you don't care about sporty rides and handling, this fits the bill. You fit your family in here. The consumables are cheap, minus those tires. Don't opt for those 21s. But like, it's regular gas. The gas is decent on a car this size. Like all these SUVs get like the same gas mileage unless you get a plug-in hybrid or just a regular hybrid. It's quiet, comfortable. I don't have too much else to say about it. And the kids love it too. They can bring their devices in here if they want to. They love looking out the panoramic sunroof up there. Kudos to them for that pricing, especially during the pandemic. I don't even know how we got one of these, to be honest, because dealerships were empty with nothing. But yeah, I'm wondering what she's going to get for her next vehicle. Probably another Blazer, because she really loves it. So I can't knock that. Like, everything ain't for everybody. This car isn't for me, but she loves it. And if she loves it, I like it, I guess. That's all it is, driving. Not a whole lot to say about it. A to B, looks stylish. It won't handle. It will get out of its own way once it's in motion with the power. This is a potent V6. It's a really good V6. Same one as in the Camaro and every other Chevy out there. So it moves. So yeah. I hope that you all enjoyed my 2-year update on the Blazer. 2 years into it, 2-year ownership review. Hopefully I was real and able to bring you all something you could use if you want one of these used. New ones, I don't know about the new ones. I know it's supposed to be an EV Blazer. I wouldn't be in the market for one of those, but I don't know if they still have gasoline power. But this is what we got. If you're looking for them used, we'll get you a pre-purchase inspection, because ours has some kind of problems, but it's nothing deal breaking. You know how American cars be. But dealership took care of us, and if you get one under warranty, you all good. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.